All right. Are you planning to start your business but don't know where to go or what to do, how to start? Actually, it's very important. In starting a business is all about the mindset. So, guys, we're going to do the recap of last Tuesday. I had the opportunity to have an interview to one of our sponsors for the July 25 event. She's Grace Owoseni. She is an infusion. She has an infusion therapy company called Kando Elite Health, and you know what she does is servicing Dallas in terms of the infusion from vitamin B12, glutathione. But the most important thing that we talk about is how did she prepare for it. So, guys, welcome to our Thursday live chat. This is just an quick snapshot. What are the three takeaways that I've learned with her as a nurse, as an entrepreneur, as a woman, as an immigrant, as a mom. So we are doing that recap. And also, I'll give you an update for our upcoming July 25. Right now, we're just few days from July 25. It gets even bigger. So if you haven't tuned in, please follow Nurse Founder Forum and please comment on the section below where you from and what profession you are. You are welcome to hear this live chat. All right. So one of the things that she said, she started her business this year, but she's been a nurse for a while. We came from the same department, orthopedic. What she was saying is she wants to have more time freedom. So that's number one. She started that because I mean, it doesn't mean that we're not gonna work harder. We're actually gonna work longer, but we will be decide whether we want. So that's the number one takeaway is a time freedom where we can take a day off or holiday as we wish to. We do not need any boss or employer to give us a paid time off, especially when you are a new hire on your company. uh, when you're new hire on your company, that is something that you don't want to really ask permission. And a lot of Filipinos and like immigrants in general, when you are new in the company, you're the least favored to get your paid time off, especially on holiday. And also, she can have more time with her kids. So that's another thing that she really prioritized because she said, "Well, I don't wanna work forever." Right? Do you feel that same way too? Do you experience that kind of burnout that you really wanted to have your off, but you were not given the chance? So number two, she said, takeaway that I've learned from her is you need to relearn and unlearn because the concept of running a business is far different from working. So when you are an employee, you have a routine. You need to follow standard operating procedure, and then at the same time, uh, here you have to learn wear different hats because your job description you have to abide, especially when you are running your work for a hospital. There are standard operating procedure from like I used to work in the operating room. There's a you need to do the timeout or also ask the name and the birth date of the patient to identify the patient. You have to follow those certain metrics. But what she said is second takeaway is you need to relearn, unlearn is also that wear different hats. So you have to wear different hats because in running a company, an infusion therapy, or in general running a company, you need to wear. You could be a marketing, an admin, payroll, HR, IT, spokesperson, designer, graphics. All of this are all onto you, especially if you're starting a business. The reason why you do not want to have extra manpower cost. And for people like us that we're not born with silver spoon, or we're not a trust baby where we can pull out any money somehow and somewhere. We really have to roll our sleeves. In my case, I need to learn Spanish. I really have to go door to door just to speak Spanish and give flyers. So that is something that very valuable that I've learned is hard work and also learning, because eventually you would be able to use that in hiring talents, in hiring your next team, whether it's an HR, an IT, an admin, an account manager. You started to know that there's a quality of standards that you follow because this works for you. Remember, on the first 1 2 years, it's okay that it's a do it yourself, but then eventually you need to delegate and elevate all this task because you can be outgrown by your company, which means that there are so many clients, but you're still handling everything, and it leads to burnout, and you can be overwhelmed, and that also one way of failing in the business. I Either you outgrown the company, or you were outgrown by the company. She's like redirection. She said that Grace Owoseni said, well, the failure is a good navigation, it's a good educational tool, because this is far different from going to school. This school, you need to study in able to get the lesson. But here, you need to get the lesson and able to get the experience, right? So that's why she said this is far different from other things that we've known. So if you're experiencing failure or rejections, those are redirections, and that I think we cannot control. We can do our best. That's why we do have business plans. And she's part of what we our conversation also as a bonus is finding mentors, because whenever you do this business, even though you cannot delegate, you need to have mentors at the very beginning of your company. You meet them every quarter, because they will give you insights. The if you don't know where to find mentors, their score SCORE and SBA, they are giving you a pre mentorship. It's free for this or retired executives. So whether you need an business development, HR, IT, AI, so those are experienced mentors that were pre-qualified by that organization that enable for to give them insight. So all of these are free. That's why we said eventually when you have the capacity, try to find your mentors. It doesn't need to be you don't it doesn't need to be local. Sometimes when I got my mentor, I had to have a mentor in Silicon Valley from IT, and then I also have a chief financial officer background, and then it's also unlimited. So there you go, guys. As a recap of what we've learned from Grace Owoseni, is she said you need to you have running a company on her company. You need, it will give you some sort of time freedom because you don't have a boss. Secondly, you need to relearn by wearing different hats. And then number three is how do you deal with rejections. So guys, are you running your company? Please comment, like, share, or comment below what are you doing, and share it with us. If you haven't followed Nurse Founder Forum, please follow Nurse Founder Forum on our social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. So the update on the recap for the July 25. This is from 8 a.m. to no, no. We even get bigger and bigger. We have 150 attendees that are coming together with all the partners and all the volunteers. I'd like to give a shout out to everyone, to our team that are approaching. By the way, we are receiving speakers. Just to remind you, we are already close with the speakers. The only people that I'm going to entertain and to talk are sponsors, people that would like to expose their company on almost 150 people in the whole day. So what are we looking at? What is the Healthcare Founder Forum and Summit? So this is I'm the type of person I want networking all the time. If you don't know me, you need to check all my posts. I don't like long conversations. I'm done with that. So we will make sure that this 80% of you're going to experience is networking. How does it work? So when you register, guys, by the way, there's already we have a sponsor, major sponsor that we're giving 3,000 worth of half day yacht experience in Louisville Lake. So if you haven't checked, check our Eventbrite, our updated event. You can join the raffle. That's why it gets even bigger because we put raffle tickets. You have the chance. We're raffling from our raffle are divided into two parts, in the morning and the afternoon. In the morning from 11 a.m. to 12, we do have the raffle prices there. They are just the minor, like wine tasting, buffet. There are other gift cards. We also have those. But in the afternoon from 4 p.m. to 5, those are more the major, the yacht experience, the grand prize. So what our expectation? We're gonna start as early as 7:30 a.m. for you to register. That is what I call coffee and connections. 7:30 to 9, those are coffee and connections. You start You have raffle ticket already when you sign up, and for first 25 people that will sign up will get an extra raffle ticket for those grand prize and major prize. So you're going to talk to all people, exchange business card, find 3 people, visit our vendors. We have almost 10 vendors on that. And then while drinking your coffee, and then 9 to 11 or 9 to 10:30, we will start the program. The panelists, we will introduce the Nurse Founder Forum, we introduce our ambassador, and also the panelists. We have 3 panelists. One is an MBA and Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Miss Danielle Jenkins. She will talk about the marketing and the emotional intelligence that you need to have for the business. Number 2, we also have the doctor and lawyer, attorney Raymond King. He will talk about the healthcare compliance. And number 3 panelist would be Don Smith, was the previous chief technology officer of JP Morgan and Santander. Those are the biggest. One of those are the biggest banks in the world. So we put it everything all together in the panel. We should be done by before 11, and then we will have raffle prizes after that. Then on the afternoon session, we will begin at 12 noon. So this, either you get your half day pass or all day pass, so you have an options. So from there, we're going to do networking again from 12, and then we will have sound bath. We have small workshop from a burnout marketing, where we're going to post the schedule on our Eventbrite. All right. So all of those things are going to happen in the afternoon, and then the major prize will be drawn at 4 p.m. as we're closing the program. Happy hour from 4:30 to 7 p.m. However, the happy are for hours purchase source and panelists for everyone, but there are ticket purchases that available for you guys. All right. So if you haven't registered, please go to our Eventbrite. And guys, we're few days before that. What are your takeaways? Do not forget that the Nurse Founder Forum are built for 3 pillars of entrepreneurship, healthcare, but most importantly, mental health. So, guys, what are your takeaways? Please let me know. Comment below. Do not forget to follow, like, share Nurse Founder Forum. Again, this is Christopher Wycoco, the chairman for Nurse Founder Forum, because your mental